Okay, welcome everyone. It's always so fun to see where everyone is joining us from. So far we have Boston, we've got Colorado, we've got a few people right here from Minnesota. So welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome. And today we're just going to do a gentle little practice for the full moon, which is actually tomorrow. I don't want to confuse anyone, but I'm not free tomorrow to do this. So today is our day to do the practice, and tomorrow is the actual full moon. However, today through Friday, the moon will look as though it is full. It is a super moon. It's a buck super moon, and it's the closest in its rotation to Earth right now. So it will look really huge in the sky, and that's why it'll look full for a few days. So be sure to get out and look at the moon. And if you've got any crystals that need some charging, go ahead and put them out where the moonlight can touch them and get your crystals charged up as well. Absorbing the power of that moon. Okay, welcome. We got a few more people popping in here. So welcome. So today I'm going to do a little mini class. I want to share with you a little bit about yoga and the central nervous system. And I've recently added another level onto my Patreon memberships. So at $10 a month, you can join us for weekly yoga classes. And at $25 a month, you get the yoga classes, but you also get a monthly webinar, which will go into depth on a topic each month. It might be a part of an anatomy, it might be the central nervous system, it might be chakras, it could be a whole array of things, but we'll do a deep dive on a topic and have time for Q&A and discussion amongst everyone in the group as well. So I'm going to share my screen. And if someone could just drop in the chat for me so I know you're only seeing my yoga and the central nervous system, correct? Can somebody confirm that for me? All right, I'm getting a couple of yeses. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Now let me close that chat back up so I can get my way. There we go. Okay, so yoga and the nervous system. How slow, gentle yoga can help regulate the nervous system and prevent chronic diseases. So thank you all so much for joining me today. Like I said, I'm doing a little different today. You're going to get a little bit of some education today before we jump into our yoga practice, which I don't know if you're like me, but I'm kind of a neuro nerd. I love understanding all this stuff, so I hope that you do as well. Those of you who might not know me, I am Amy Zellmer. I'm editor-in-chief of Minnesota Yoga and Life magazine and the Brain Health magazine. I have my 200 RYT, and I'm currently in the process of completing my 500. I'm also certified in trauma-informed yoga, love your brain yoga, yoga for all, and chair yoga. I am a TBI survivor and advocate. That stands for traumatic brain injury, if you're not familiar, and a concussion is a traumatic brain injury. I'm a podcast host. I have two podcasts. I have Creating Wellness from Within and Faces of TBI, which that one is geared towards TBI. And I'm also a self-published author. I have published 4 books on the topic of concussion and brain injury. So let's talk a little bit about chronic disease. 90% of the $4.1 trillion that the US spends on healthcare goes to caring for people with chronic illnesses. That number kind of blew my mind. 90%. Heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes, arthritis, Alzheimer's, and lung disease are among the top chronic illnesses. And inflammation is at the root of most chronic diseases. And this is just a little screenshot. I know it's a little fuzzy, but I pulled this off the CDC website. These numbers also blew my mind. 6 out of 10 adults in the US have a chronic disease, and 4 in 10 have 2 or more. That kind of blew my mind. And again, down here are listing those different diseases, and then again, the 4.1 trillion. So this kind of blows my mind that our health system is focused on treating the disease and not preventing the disease. And yoga can help. So just a really brief, quick overview of our systems. So we've got the nervous system, the immune system, and the endocrine system. And where they overlap, where they're in alignment, that's homeostasis. That's where we want to be, right? We want all of our systems to be in alignment. And homeostasis, another way of thinking of it, is that our body is in balance. So our nervous system communicates with the neurotransmitters, the immune system. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. It's in charge of inflammation, infections, allergy, pain. And the endocrine system is our thyroid, adrenals, and gonads. So yoga can help. Yoga practice can support the function of these 3 systems and help them do their job, which is keeping us in homeostasis or balance. Awareness is the key element of neuroplasticity, and it's easier to build awareness when you move more slowly. And neuroplasticity, I'm sure most of you have heard that word, but neuroplasticity is our brain's ability to change and adapt. And it's not that many years ago that scientists didn't think our brains could change. They thought, once a synapse died, that there was no bringing it back. And we have learned through neuroplasticity, our brain is able to rewire. And that's amazing news for all of us, because after the age of 25, our brain is in decline. We've hit our peak at 25, you guys. So neuroplasticity is an amazing thing. And our breath catalyzes the effective movement and awareness. So putting awareness, breath, and movement together, those 3 things are so powerful. And yoga is a powerful practice for body and mind. It's not just about the asana or the pose. So the fight or flight, you've probably heard that phrase, that expression. It is our sympathetic nervous system, or the SNS. So our SNS system sends a fight or flight message to all of our major organs and muscle groups in the body when it thinks we're under attack. And some of the symptoms of that would be breath and heart rate increase. We release cortisol. Our digestion and elimination slows. Our blood pressure increases. Our muscles tense, and we get chills and sweats. And a prolonged SNS dysregulation leads to many chronic health problems. And many of us are living in fight or flight. We don't know how to get out of it and get back to rest and digest. And don't get me wrong, the fight or flight is very important. It's what keeps us safe. If we detect a threat in our environment, our fight or flight kicks in. But the problem is we stay stuck in there. We're under so much stress, we're go, 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 that our bodies get stuck here. And yoga can help us get out of this. So ongoing dysregulation can lead to so many chronic health problems. The main one here being inflammation. Remember I said earlier, inflammation has been linked to almost every single one of our chronic diseases. It can cause gastrointestinal problems such as ulcers, IBS, poor digestion, if you've got any sort of gut problems going on. The immune system, slower healing. You might catch colds more frequently. Excuse me, might catch colds more frequently or have autoimmune issues. Cardiovascular, heart disease, heart attacks. And then the endocrine system, diabetes, PMS, lowered libido. Contrary to popular belief, PMS is not normal. It is not normal to have period pain and to have huge mood swings. We just accepted it as normal. That's usually a symptom that your endocrine system is off balance. So 3 reasons to go slow, also called subtle yoga. 1, slow yoga builds skills for greater resilience. It improves interoception, which is our ability to feel and sense within our body. It's a skill that is learned and built upon. Research suggests that poor interoception is associated with chronic disease. And that makes sense, right? If you're not in tune with your body, you're not listening to what it's telling you, you're missing those signals. Number 2, slow yoga promotes neuroplasticity. It helps your brain change in ways that develop greater self-regulation of the nervous system. It increases empathy and connection with others and creates an overall positive attitude. And number 3, slow yoga reduces inflammation. It turns on the relaxation response, or the parasympathetic, the rest and digest, and helps to reduce inflammation. This can benefit the respiratory and cardiovascular function, mental health, addiction recovery, chronic pain, sleep, and greater overall sense of well-being. So slow yoga, and there's science behind this, you guys. There's research behind this, that slow, gentle yoga can be very helpful in all of these things and preventing chronic illness. So what should we do? We should have long, slow, smooth exhales. That's why we focus so much on breath when we're in our yoga practice. We want to incorporate breath work, pranayama, with our asanas or poses. Meditation, along with the long, slow, smooth exhale, and add a positive intention or mantra. And commit to relaxation practices every day. This is so important. We often skip over this. We're tired, right? But if we're tired, wouldn't a relaxation practice make us feel better? It's like so counterintuitive sometimes how we think. But committing to doing a relaxation practice every day, and it doesn't have to be long. It can just be like 5 minutes, you guys. It doesn't have to be like a 90-minute thing. Also, giving ourselves self-compassion, giving ourselves grace, and practice Om to stimulate the vagus nerve. And if you've practiced with me, at the end of class, we always do an Om. And Om, any sort of chanting is very good to stimulating that vagus nerve. Regulating the nervous system will reduce inflammation, support hormone balance, and increase mental and well-being. Got some typos in there, sorry folks. So regulating the nervous system is what we're all about in our yoga practice. So that was just a really brief example of what a monthly webinar might be like. And again, you can join me on Patreon. So at that $25 level, you get a monthly Zoom webinar educational series with me. And all of these, our yoga practices and our Zooms, they all get uploaded into the Patreon site. So you have the recordings as long as you are a member. And Patreon has a really cool feature. If you purchase the year in full, you get 10% off. So it's like getting a little bit over a month for free. And I'll drop this Patreon link in the chat as well, so that you guys have that clickable link, so you can open it and save it for later. So let me go ahead, stop sharing. And I'm gonna put that link in here right now. All right, and if you're already a Patreon member, you can also upgrade your membership. All you have to do is go into your account and click to upgrade. But if you've never used Patreon before, it's really simple. It's a membership site. It's not my site, it's Patreon's site. I just use their site. And it just automatically charges you monthly, and you can cancel at any time. So all the recordings, you get access to everything previous when you join, and then you get access to all the recordings within 24 hours. All right. Well, it looks like we got a few more people as well. So welcome everyone. I hope you enjoyed that brief little overview of yoga and the central nervous system and how we can, prevent chronic diseases by regularly practicing yoga and other relaxation techniques. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into our yoga practice today. We're going to do a very gentle yoga practice. We're just going to stay standing. If you would like to practice in a chair, you can just follow along in the chair. Pretty much everything we're going to do today, you can do in a chair. So always feel free to stay in a chair, or you can go back and forth if you feel like standing for a little bit and seat it for a little bit. And then at the end, we will go into Shavasana. So you can either come to the floor or to a chair for Shavasana as well. Okay, so we're going to start standing. And standing with your feet about hip width apart, and your hip bones are right here. They connect with our femur and our leg bones. Often people think our hips are like way out here somewhere, but hip width apart is roughly 2 fist widths apart. So we're just going to start here. I want you to take a moment to look down at your feet, make sure that they're in alignment, and see if you can lift up your toes. And I want you to spread those toes apart as much as you can. Some of you might find that you have very stiff toes that won't move. And we want to work on that, because the more flexible our toes are, the more balanced we are, and can really help with our proprioception. So go ahead, look down, spread those toes apart and bring them down one at a time, pinky to big toe, creating a solid foundation. Engaging those legs, the quads, the glutes, engaging the tummy, pulling the shoulders back and down, letting the palms come forward, and let your head just kind of floating, your neck is relaxed, but go ahead and bring your chin back a little bit. And this is mountain pose. So we're just going to breathe here for a few breaths. Just your natural flow in and out through your nose. Feeling that breath going all the way down the back of your throat, down through your diaphragm, through your chest, to your belly, all the way down to your pelvic floor. And then on the exhale, feeling it coming all the way back up and out through your nose. This right here, just the breath work alone, is calming down our nervous system. Take a few more breaths here. Let's take a couple breaths together using our arms. So let's inhale, arms up overhead. And if this is hard on your shoulders, you can come to cactus. That's easier. Exhale, release the arms back down. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. And at any time, in any of our movements, if getting those arms overhead is hard for you, you can come to cactus. You're always free to just rest your hands on your hips. And yoga should not involve pain. You might have a little discomfort because maybe you're stiff or a muscle's a little tight. Discomfort's okay, but we don't want pain. We don't want shooting, stabbing, burning sensations. All of those are bad. And if any of those sensations come up, simply please come out of that pose. We don't want anyone feeling pain during our practice today. Now we're going to start by bouncing. Just a gentle bounce, bending those knees and the elbows. You can sway side to side a little bit. That feels good. Bouncing wakes up our energy, wakes up our prana or chi. Remembering to breathe as we bounce. And that bounce can be very little or it can be a big bounce, whatever feels good for you. And let's bounce those arms up. Again, you could stay here at cactus, or if you'd like, you can bring them up overhead, continuing to bounce. This is supporting our lymphatic drainage system. Go ahead, bounce them back down. Now, if you can, I want you to bounce up onto the ball of your foot, lifting the heels on your bounce, stimulating our liver meridian. A few more here. And then go ahead, lower the heel, keep bouncing. And then slowly coming to stillness. And just take a moment to observe how your body feels after just getting that energy flowing. And let's just rub our palms together, creating some warmth. And if it's comfortable for you, bring the hands over your eyes. You can keep the eyes open, but just bring the hands over the eyes. And release. Now you can bring your feet just a little wider, about shoulder width. And we're gonna make a small fist, just a gentle light fist. We're not clenching. Closing your hands, thumbs on the outside. And we're gonna do some swinging twists. And trying to twist your entire spine, turning your torso, not just swinging from the arms, the shoulders. And that front hand is tapping your low abdomen, and the back hand is tapping your low back. We're stimulating the kidney and adrenals in the back, and the bladder in the front. And your head can either stay centered and looking straight ahead. If you have any dizziness problems, I recommend this. Or your head can follow the body, whichever is more comfortable for you. And then from here, that front hand is going to tap the clavicle, right about here on your clavicle, not out here on your shoulder. So that front hand taps the clavicle, your lung meridian, and the back hand taps your low back. This one's my favorite. And then go ahead, bring your hand back down to the abdomen. And then very slowly, bring your body back to stillness. Go ahead, take a moment here. Close your eyes if that's comfortable, or just soften your gaze in front of you. And just check in with your body. How's it feeling today? How's it feeling after getting just that little bit of movement in your body? Couple breaths here. And then open your eyes. We're going to do some lateral bends. So bring up the right hand. We're going to inhale as we bend to the left, filling up our right rib cage. Exhale back to center. Left hand up, inhale to the right. Feeling that left rib cage expand. Exhale back to center. We'll do a few of these. Inhale to the left. Exhale. Inhale to the right. Exhale. Inhale left. Exhale. Inhale right. Exhale. One more each side. Inhale left. And inhale right. And release. Now inhale, bring your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Bring your arms out in a T. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale as we twist to the left. Arms out in a T. And again, you can always bring your hands to your hips if this is hard on your shoulders. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right. One more. Inhale. Exhale left. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Now go ahead and bring your hands on your hips. We're going to do some big hip circles. So we're going to really work those hips back and around. So as you inhale, come around the front. Exhale around the back. Connecting with your breath, going at your own pace. Then coming back to center. And then we're going to go the other direction. Same thing, big hip circles. One more. And come to center. Now bring your feet a little bit wider. We're going to do knee circles. So we're going to bring our knees in, back, and around. We're going inward first. Trying to keep your pelvis neutral in this one. And then go the opposite way. And back to center. Now we're going to do some alternating ankle circles. So just resting on your ball of your foot, doing some ankle circles. And the other direction. And we're going to switch sides. Up on the ball of your left foot, ankle circles. Other direction. And lower it back down. Now we gotta get the wrists in. Let's get some wrist circles, big wrist circles. And go the other direction. Now we're gonna flex and extend. So point our hands down and up. And we're going to do some snaps. So I'm going to come a little closer so you can see. We're going to extend the hand out. And then we're going to bring the fingertips together. And we do it kind of fast. And you want to really stretch those fingers out. We're not just simply putting them out, putting some stretch into that. So doing these about 15, 20 times. Couple more. And release. Now let's bring the left shoulder across, holding it with our right, stretching through those deltoids. And release. And the other side, stretching the right across. And release. Now let's shake everything out. Shake the legs, shake the arms, whatever feels good. And let's do some little alternating shoulder rolls. And then the other direction. And release. Now we're gonna bring our hands together, lace the fingers, point the palms forward. Give yourself a little stretch, the upper shoulders and upper back. And bring the arms up with your inhale. Exhale, a little dip to the right. Inhale back up. Exhale to the left. Inhale. And a little back bend if that feels good. Inhale, and then a big forward, like a cat. And exhale, release. Now we're going to do some ankle stabilization exercises. So we're going to bring our feet together and our arms at our side. We're going to inhale as we bring the arms up, coming up to the balls of our feet. And on the exhale, the arms come down. We bend the knees and come back onto our heels, lifting the toes. So going at your own breath, inhaling up, balls of the feet. Exhale, coming back to the heels. And this is, the back is trickier for me. I don't know about you. Inhaling up. This is a great exercise for stabilizing those ankles, which in return helps with our proprioception, knowing where we are, which helps with our balance. And it helps calm our central nervous system. Exhale to heels. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. And then just coming up to standing. Give it a little shake. Shake out any tension. Just making sure I'm not missing anything on my list. All right. Feet hips width apart. Let's bring our hands to our heart center. Inhale as we bring our arms back to cactus, pulling those shoulder blades together. Even a little bit of a back bend if that feels nice. This is just a standing cobra. Exhale, we're gonna bring our hands back to our heart, changing the cross of your hands on each exhale if you can remember. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, long, slow, smooth breaths. And we'll do one more inhale. Exhale. Good job. All right, now we're going to come into warrior one position. Let's turn to the right. Bring our right foot forward, left foot back and turned in. Making sure our hips are turned to that front foot. And as we inhale, bring your hands to your hips, sorry. And as we inhale, sorry, I'm going to back up a step. We don't have to have a wide warrior one. We're not doing a full warrior one. So whatever feels comfortable. Hips square to that front foot, hands on the hips. Inhale as you bend the right knee and lift the left arm overhead. Exhale, you're going to straighten the knee, lower the arm. Inhale, bend and lift. Exhale, straighten and lower. Inhale, bend and lift. Exhale, straighten and lower. Inhale, bend and lift. Exhale, straighten and lower. One more on this side. Inhale, bend and lift. Exhale, straighten and lower. Now turn back to the front. Just take a moment here, hands on your hips. Inhale, broad through the chest. Exhale, we're going to slowly forward fold. Letting the hands come down our legs. Resting our hands on our thighs, keeping our back straight. Take a breath here. Inhale, slowly coming back up. Hands to the hips. Now we're going to go to the left. Left foot forward, right turned in. Hips square to that left foot. Again, inhale, bend the left knee, lift the right arm. Exhale, straighten and lower. Inhale, bend and lift. Exhale, straighten and lower. This is a contralateral movement. We're moving the opposite hip and shoulder. This is great for building neuroplasticity. And we're adding in the breath and the mindfulness. We are beating those chronic diseases, you guys. One more this side. Inhale and exhale. Turn to the center. Take a moment here. Inhale. Exhale as we slowly lower. Hands on the thighs, bend in the knees, keep the back straight. Few breaths here. Inhale, slowly coming back up. Hands on the hips. Bring your feet a little closer. Excuse me, we're going to do another contralateral movement. So we're going to bring our hands to our sides. We're going to inhale as we shift to our right foot. Bring our left foot out to the side and the right arm up. Exhale, lower. Then we're going to shift the weight to the left foot. Inhale, right leg comes out, left arm comes up. So we're kind of like making an X or a half an X. Inhale and exhale. Shift the weight. Inhale and exhale. Shift the weight. Inhale and exhale. Shift to the left. Inhale and exhale. Shift to the right. Inhale and exhale. Shift to the left. Inhale and exhale. Shift to the right. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Back to center. Now another one. This one's a little, I don't know. It's a little trickier to tell you how to do it. It's sort of a swinging twist. So I'm just going to do one and you can watch because I have a harder time explaining this one. So again, it's going to be contralateral, so opposite arm and leg. So we're going to inhale as we swing each side across. So we're swinging the one arm and the other leg across in front of us. So it's sort of we're not really twisting, but we're swinging the parts of our body across the midline. So going at your own pace, opposite arm and leg swings across. One more each side, and come back to center. One more contralateral. We're gonna lift the left knee, tap the right hand, and then alternate. So alternate hand to knee, like you're marching in place. Tap, tap, going at your own pace. And if it's hard for you to lift your knee, you can just kick it out in front of you. If it's a little too hard for you to get the knee up. One more each side, and back to center. Go ahead, shake or bounce, whatever feels good. Releasing any tension you feel anywhere in your body. And coming back to center. Now we're going to do a couple forward folds. And if you have a block, or you can even use a chair in front of you, bring it in front of you, feet about shoulder width apart. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, slowly forward folding from your hip creases, keeping the back straight. We don't want the top or the back of the back, sorry, the top or low back rounding. Stay here for a breath. Inhale, we're going to come all the way back up. Exhale, forward fold. This time, inhale, look forward, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. And do one more. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up, arms overhead. And exhale, release, arms down. Now we're going to do just a few heart center breaths. We're going to inhale, bring our hands to heart center. Exhale, we're going to lace the fingers and lift the elbows. Inhale, palms up, arms overhead. Exhale, release the arms down. We'll do a few of these. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, lace and lift. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, release. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, lace and lift. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, lace and lift. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, release. Now bring your feet together. Cross the left foot over the right. Bring your hands out in front, thumbs up, thumbs down. Bring your right over your left. Lace the fingers. pull the hands through into a gentle eagle. If you'd like to increase your balance difficulty, you can close your eyes. Otherwise, just softly gaze in front of you and breathe here. This is a great pose. Even just the arms, if you're feeling anxious or stressed, or if you feel a panic attack coming on, it's a very, very calming pose. Now gently release the arms and the hands, and then the feet. A little shake or bounce. And then cross the left over the right. Hands up, thumbs down. Left over right. And pull it through. And again, you can close your eyes if you'd like to increase the difficulty. Remember to breathe. Begin to lengthen the inhale and the exhale. Gently release the arms and the hands and the foot. A little bounce or a shake. Now you're going to make your way to the floor or a chair. We're going to prepare for final relaxation pose. So if you need a pillow under your head or a blanket behind your knees, whatever you need to make yourself comfortable. And if you're in a chair, you can lean back, resting your head. If you're on the floor, feet about mat width apart. Arms at your side, palms up. Tuck your shoulder blades under. And if it feels comfortable for you, allow your eyes to close. As you slowly bring your awareness back to your breath, we begin to slow our breathing. Try lengthening your breath for a count of 3 or 4. Allow your body to begin to relax. Releasing your toes and your feet. Releasing your ankles and your knees. Your hips and your low back. Your chest and your shoulders. Your elbows and your wrists. Your hands and your fingers. Relaxing your neck and your throat. Releasing any tension from your jaw and your tongue. Relaxing your eyes and your forehead. And the crown of your head. Bringing the calm and a stillness to your body. Simply feeling the rise and fall of your chest with each inhale and exhale. Allowing your mind to quiet. And because we're human, unwanted thoughts may arise. Just simply release them without any judgment, not labeling them good nor bad. They just are. And when this happens, just bring your awareness back to your breath. Softly bring your awareness back to your breath and your chest rise and fall. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes and slowly open your eyes. When you're ready, roll onto one side and rest here for a moment with your head on your arm. And gently use both hands to push you up with your head coming up last. And if you're in a chair, slowly come back to the front of your seat. Make your way to a comfortable seated position. And let's take 3 final breaths together. And I invite you to join me in an Om on the final breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Om. And with your hands at heart center, gratitude to your body, mind, and spirit. And give gratitude to yourself for being here today and being present in your practice. And I thank you for practicing with me today. Now, I'd love to hear in the comments how everyone feels after that 40-minute practice. If you're feeling more calm or peaceful, or maybe you feel energized. That's what's so fascinating about yoga, is it can both calm us and energize us at the same time. The same practice can help us get ready for the day or get ready for bed. Joanne says she feels renewed. That's a great word, renewed. Thank you, Joanne. Melissa says fabulous. Thank you, much gratitude. Thank you so much, Melissa. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Again, I put the Patreon link in there. Oh, you know what? I might not have made it clickable. Let me try that again. I forget you have, there we go. I forget you have to put that HTTP in front to get it clickable in Zoom. So that should be clickable. You can click on it to open it and save it for when we hop off the call. If you're interested in joining us on Patreon. Melissa, I know you're already over there. Joanne, how long and what level of difficulty are your monthly classes? My classes are just like today. They're very slow, gentle. Occasionally I throw in, you know, maybe some bigger poses, but you can always stay in a chair. You can always use a chair to assist you if you need it for mobility and balance. And often we stay in a chair for the first half of our practice as well. So they're very gentle, very slow. They're really for any level, anyone who just really wants a nice, slow, gentle practice. Very much like what we just did today. And like I said, sometimes I throw in a little more challenging just to mix it up, but you always do it what feels comfortable for you. And you know, that's the thing too, every day our body is a little different, you know, like one day your right side might be off balance, one day your left side might be off balance, one day you're just not feeling it, right? Like one day maybe you feel tight. So your practice can look different every single day, and just doing what feels good for you in your body on that day. Any other questions or comments? Again, I hope you all get out to see the full moon. Like I said, it's tomorrow night, but it will appear full tonight already and all the way until Friday. So I hope you take a moment to enjoy the beautiful moon and soak in its amazing energy. So thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. I hope you enjoyed my little educational post at the beginning. Melissa asked, what's the moon's name? It's the buck, like the deer buck supermoon. So it's at its closest access to the earth tonight. So it's a supermoon. All right, thank you everyone so much. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I hope to see you on Patreon. Thank you so much.